Very fascinating. God is known in Judah. Judah is the key royal tribe, most important. The royal tribe is Judah. His name, that would be God's revelation. His presence is great in Israel. And you think of Israel, I'll repeat myself here, as both the church now, the international church, and also in Old Testament times, the now blinded Israel, wherever they are, Jews, we call them loosely. His tabernacle is in Salem. What's that? Jerusalem. Jerusalem. And his dwelling place, God is living in Zion. The thing that really hits me here is how geographical, how tied to the earth is all this. The great trick is to talk about heaven all the time. God is not so interested in what's going to happen to you in heaven. You're not going to heaven. In fact, in Revelation 22, verse 5, at the very end, it says the saints are going to be reigning forever and ever into the ages of the ages of the ages. The King James played a trick on you when it says, there'll be time no longer. What? The end of time? That's a nonsensical idea. Time doesn't end. It goes into the ages of the ages of the ages. The correct translation of that verse in Revelation is not time will be no longer. There'll be no longer any delay. No longer a delay. Not time will be no longer. See, it's so tricky and so clever. New covenant being introduced by Jesus. Don't make any vows. So that part you can push back under the old covenant. To bring out the real intention of the Torah in the letter, Jesus gave the Torah in the Spirit, and you and I are under the Torah of Messiah in the Spirit, not under the law of Moses in the letter. Otherwise we should be keeping the Sabbath on Saturday. Otherwise we should be keeping the feast days and the new moons and not eating pork, certainly. That's a different covenant. Don't go back under the shadow of the old covenant. Remain in the new. Okay, I like this arising word again. Haven't we got God rising and going into action here? 9. When God arose to judgment, when he went into action to effect his judgment, to save all the meek of the earth. There you are, to save, salvation. Matthew 5, to save all the meek of the earth. For the wrath of man will praise you. In other words, God's going to be praised eventually, even by those angry human beings who are now trying to oppose God. That wrath of man will eventually turn into praise of God. All those people will become extinct. They won't be able to survive. The remnant of wrath, you'll gird yourself. I don't know. That's very obscure. There are going to be obscure verses. We're not going to be able to solve every verse. Make vows to the Lord under the new covenant. We don't do them literally and fulfill them, but if you do promise to do something for God, then you should do it. That would still work. And 12, God will cut off the spirit of princes. Spirit is very close to heart and very close to mind. And the spirit of the truth. John actually said, this is a good verse, the Spirit is the truth. So don't tell me you've got the Spirit if you're not telling the truth. That doesn't work. The Spirit is the truth. The verb to be is used by both testaments in a very interesting way. God is love doesn't mean God is one-to-one equal with love. God is the essence of God is love. It's a very vivid way. Just use the verb to be. So God is light doesn't mean God is one-to-one equal with light, but the essence of what God is full of light. That's just an idiomatic way of speaking. The spirit of princes will be cut off. Their rebellious spirit, their rebellious intention, their mind, their intention will be brought to an end, cut off, finished. Spirits used by itself, this is a good key if you're discussing these issues, spirits used by itself without qualification. For example, not the spirits of just men. Those are human spirits. But spirits by itself, without any qualification, always means demons or angels. Therefore, when Jesus preached to the spirits in prison, he was speaking to fallen angels. That's very clear. Spirits by itself, pneumata, our Greek friends will like that. Spirits used without qualification always means either demons or angels, but not human beings. Spirits of princes, pneumata. We teach the Greek as Greek sounds today. It's a choice that we made. Pneumata, what you would call pneumata. You learned it as pneumata. In modern Greek, a Greek will not hear that at all. Modern Greek, that word is pneumata, plural of pneuma, which in modern Greek is pneuma. That's what we chose to do at the college, and at Harvard University they're also doing the modern Greek pronunciation now. So it's different from what you learned. They sank into sleep, verse 5, meaning death. Sleep is death. And that's Psalm 13:3. If you want the verse on that, Psalm 13:3 speaks of the sleep of death. Does your translation do that right in Psalm 13:3? Enlighten my eyes, or I will sleep the sleep of death.